Hi everybody, welcome to the December 2011 Asset Management Strategies newsletter. Hope everybody had a good holiday and a happy new year. Take a look at December. Early December was dominated again by news out of Europe. They don't have all the issues resolved there, but they do seem to have a strategy for having a plan in place, and that seemed to calm the markets considerably. Later in the month, we did have more political dysfunction surrounding the extension of the 2% payroll tax reduction, which really didn't do anything to help businesses plan for the long term. We did see some lower jobless claims numbers and improving consumer confidence numbers. Consumer confidence is important since usually about 70% of our GDP is consumption driven. If we look at the entire year for 2011, take kind of a year snapshot. I often talk to clients about how easy my job would be if I could get clients to look at their statements once a year. If you look at it once a year, it takes all the drama out, and we sure had some drama this year. Back early in the year, we had the Japanese tsunami. We had the expiration of QE2 in the summer, which was pretty much a forgotten event. Then we had the debate over the debt ceiling. And at the end of the day, this entire calendar year, what the result was that we had one of the flattest years that we've ever had in the stock market. We have years where the market's gone down. We've had years that the markets go up. But it's very unusual to have this flat of a stock market. There was only one other year in the last 50 years that the market ended up as closely at the end of the year to where it started at the beginning of the year. In my way of looking at 2011, I think it was really a year of worry. We had all the concern over what happened in Europe, the debt issue there. We had concern after the impact of the tsunami in Japan as to how that would affect supply lines in the worldwide economy. We still have a tremendous debt problem here in our own country, and I think that we're worried about our political situation as well. We also worried about the first-time downgrade that the country took on its debt, which has never happened before. And of course, we also worried quite a bit about Peyton Manning. So what are the lessons from 2011? I think we place too much importance on what's happening most recently. This isn't always the way things will be. We forget that in the late 70s and early 80s, we had 10% unemployment, we had 10% inflation, we had 18% car loans, we had 15% 30-year mortgages. Then, too, we thought that was the way things would always be. And yet, our most productive years in the stock market were soon to follow after that. My advice for 2012, cheer up. We don't have to have all the problems completely solved and put to bed. We just need to have a plan to start. Look at Europe. That's what they did, and it seems that we're going to be able to digest that problem. Small, steady, sustained improvements will keep us moving in the right direction. I had an interesting conversation with a client who was understandably very frustrated. His daughter just graduated from one of the good schools, and she had great grades, and she was very lucky to find a good job. Corporations aren't hiring if they don't see demand, and consumers don't spend if they don't feel secure that they'll be working next month and that their homes won't be worth even less. I think we need a catalyst. We need an igniter. We need some kind of a flashpoint to get things moving again. It's kind of like an opposite game of musical chairs. Right now there is no music, and everybody's just sitting on their hands waiting for something to happen. It will happen, and maybe it'll be the election, maybe it'll be continued strong earnings numbers, maybe it'll just be the absence of bad news. But here's my bold prediction for 2012. You ready? In 2012, at the end of 2012, we'll still be here. And my prediction is we'll be better off at the end of 2012 than where we stand today. Thanks for listening. As always, we appreciate any comments or feedback that you have. Feel free to call our office or shoot us an email. I'll talk to you next month. Thanks.